Thanks for joining us for another edition of Dateline 360. I am Omotola Omojola. We're in the rainy season and NIMET has made predictions to help states guard against flooding and its effect on lives and livelihoods across the country. While proactive steps is being taken by some states to ensure the clearing of drainages among other precipitants of flooding, it will appear like little attention is being given to the waterways, which many times accommodate the floods as channeled by nature. It is a source of livelihood for some, and for some, the only means of transportation. This edition of Dateline 360 will attempt a look at the situation with water transportation as regards safety. Nigeria and parts of Africa's coastlines have experienced a steady rise in sea levels for years. At the current pace, sea levels are projected to rise by 0.3 meters by 2030, affecting 117 million people across Africa, Nigeria inclusive. Findings also show that if global warming is contained further, rise in sea level may be limited by the end of the century. What does this mean for Nigeria, its transport sector, trade and coastline? Let's hear from Charles Alpha.
Rise in sea levels, an outcome of the buildup of greenhouse gas emissions, resulting in a 0.6 degrees Celsius increase in median ocean temperatures in recent years, is having an untold impact on the planet.
It's because of the flood. Our parking space used to be 6 meter from where it is now, and formerly when we used to park there, it used to take us from here to Shintaku say 30 minutes, but these days it used to take us up to one hour because of the flood. And even apart from that, our roads, it has even affected our business.
Rising ocean and atmospheric temperatures have resulted in the melting of the polar ice caps and thermal expansion, which causes the volume of water to increase, causing the rise in ocean levels in most Nigeria's water bodies and seas. This is triggering erosion, coastal flooding, as well as loss of coastal habitats that provide natural shoreline protection from storm surges.
Streams, because of siltations that excess sands bring, the streams don't have enough basins to collect water, so they end up throwing water to humans. And you hear flooding, you hear erosion challenges and sea rises, because the bottom, if sand settles, what happens? The sea will naturally begin to move up because it's finding a space to contain the volume of water it has. So this is very critical.
These experts say threatens Nigeria's ports, fisheries, tourism, cargoes on seas, infrastructure, public health, and other coastal economic activities.
The country has a very long coastline, from Lagos to Calabar. And from those areas, I'll give you the instance of the Ayetoro community in Ondo State. Virtually, the community is at the verge of extinction. And equally, some other coast in Bayelsa, River State, you have places where communities have had to move from their central land one time, 2 times, and all that. So the effects are enormous.
Coastal cities do not only face the direct threats from rising sea water and storm surges, they also face the unseen threats from groundwater rising, turning urban areas into wetlands.
This is very critical to address because it will solve biodiversity, will reduce sea rise. It will even reduce the economic demands, because once the channels are, you need a lot of resources for dredging so that sea will remain the way it is, transportation and the likes.
The department has a division that is solely responsible, that's concerned with coastal erosion, coastal flooding prevention and control. And in the division and in the department, quite some projects have been commissioned to solve this problem.
Findings show that between 2020 and 2030, Lagos, one of Africa's 7 largest coastal cities, is projected to grow by 40%, while smaller coastal cities like Port Harcourt, the report also says, may expand even faster if concrete actions are not taken before 2030.
A means of transportation common among people living in the riverine area is water transportation. It is almost like a tradition for some and the only means for others to their destinations. Nigeria has a number of communities dependent on the waterways for movement of people and their wares. In recent years, however, the trend of boat mishaps has left many questioning safety in water transportation, which for some is the hard way and the only way. In this report, Ahmed Fulani examines incidences of boat mishaps across Nigeria and how viable water transportation sector has been in Kwara State in terms of patronage and safety measures put in place to avert water disasters.
Though not patronized like road and air transportations, patronage level of water transportation is equally encouraging, even despite the recent boat capsize in Lagos and some other parts of the country. My visit to Etsungi Ferry Port in Patigi local government area of Kwara State showed that residents in riverine communities patronize water transportation as 4 canoes traveled to Niger State within 30 minutes of my arrival, while more passengers also arrived to travel by boat.
That overloading is very risky. So we are praying, we are telling them they should not carry overload.
My advice is to give passengers the life jacket for the protection of life.
Despite this patronage, numerous challenges are confronting water transport sector, such as the boat mishaps that led to more than 400 deaths in 2023 alone.
We need solar light so that we have here and the other side, so that when canoe is coming, everybody will see it.
You also should provide a good boat for safe transportation.
According to statistics, in the last 5 years, 2023 was the deadliest year with 421 deaths across riverine communities in Nigeria, and a single deadliest accident occurred in Kwara State in June 2023 with 107 deaths recorded, Taraba in October 2023 with 100 deaths, and Kebbi in May 2021 recording 98 deaths. Also recently, ferry and boat fatalities recorded include 5 Nollywood actors and crew in Delta State, 3 medical students in Cross River State, 3 passengers in Ikorodu in Lagos State, 8 deaths, and an estimated 100 persons were declared missing in Borogu district of Niger State, while 8 passengers also lost their lives in Anambra State to boat capsize. Overloading, non-use of life jackets, night traveling, and lack of prerequisite knowledge of boat driving techniques are some of the causes of the boat accidents.
Right now, inside this boat from Patigi, in Patigi local government area of Kwara State, these passengers are traveling to Patanupeko in Niger State en route Bida, also in Niger State. What I have observed is that none of the passenger here has life jackets.
As part of effort to reduce boat mishaps in Nigeria, the management of the National Inland Waterways Authority, under the leadership of the former MD George Mugalu in 2023, donated about 2,000 life jackets to the affected communities of last year's boat mishap in Duro district under Patigi local government area of Kwara State, while also facilitated the training and retraining of boat drivers. This is just as the Kwara State government complemented this by also providing free life jackets and additional canoes to the riverine communities.
This road where I am standing is the road that leads to Duro district under Patigi local government area of Kwara State, the scene of last year's unfortunate boat mishap that claimed the lives of about 107 passengers, mostly women and children. However, due to the poor condition of the road at the moment as a result of raining period, the road is no longer motorable and the crew could not get to the scene of the incident. But I will be speaking with some residents of Patigi who also travel by water to relate their experiences and how they protect themselves on the water.
Me particularly, sometimes we take transport from here to Bata Sungit, which we believe things is also more easier for people to, instead of you to go to Jeba and go back, you just take your ferry here and cross to Bida. Within 45 minutes, you'll be in Bida already.
Kind of sensitization that every time we should be very conscious of using that life jacket, so that if by God forbid such thing want to happen, at least that life jacket will be able to save a lot of life.
Stakeholders in the water transport sector are urging the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, to rise up to its responsibility of regulating, monitoring and enforcing laws on the waterways to save lives and property of Nigerians who depend on water transportation. Ahmed Fulani, for Dateline 360.
A method for digital literacy is a bot that you can use, you can interact to learn more about digital literacy.
Hello, it's our pleasure to have you join us on platform. I'm Ruth Aguwele.
What is the yardstick for measuring everybody's moral integrity? It's critical at this point in time.
How daunting has that been for the Institute in getting them abreast with all the legislative procedures?
The fact remains that one training workshop is not enough.
What are we doing as a nation to first of all settle our teeming populace, especially the
NTA's political package with a third eye on the nation's political scene? I am Fisa Ogunfuyi. Welcome.
You have to be very careful giving space to people who are obviously sponsored to further the agenda of some other groups.
There's a lot of questions. A lot of questions in a closed door sessions. Some of these issues, some of the problems bedeviling of their.
In fact, between June 1st and July 17, 19-point-something billion has left the coffers of the NDDC.
I can say my constituency, they need everything because we don't have anything.
Now let's take a look at some safety precautions from states. In Jigawa State, 2 lives have already been lost to boat mishap. Shehu Muhammad Dati, looking at water transportation within communities in Jigawa State, reports that the state government is taking proactive measures to ensure safety in water transportation so that there is no ugly reoccurrence of boat mishap in the state.
River Hadeja, which flows northeast in Jigawa State, provides opportunity for irrigation farming and makes many communities in Hadeja, Auyo, Miga, and Guri local governments rely on water transportation, especially during the rainy season. Though a natural phenomenon, heavy downfall give rise to increase in water volume, which sometimes becomes a threat to water transportation. With a warning by NIMET, 19 local government areas in Jigawa State are listed among the high and moderate flood areas, which could be another concern to the fully regulated water transport system in the area.
The major step taken is by the government putting this law that you cannot ride any boat without safety vest. Whether you know how to swim or you don't know, you have to wear that safety vest.
So we train such operators, we give them the life jacket available. In each operator, he has 10 life jackets. That every passenger must wear such life jacket before he enter the canoe. So,
despite the widespread claim of overloading and non-availability of safety gadgets as some of the causes of accidents, water transport users say they consider many safety measures before embarking on their journey to avoid any disastrous outcomes.
We don't carry more than 10 passengers on our boats. In case of luggages, we carry less to avoid any eventuality. We don't allow those that don't know how to ride the boat to use them. We also try as much as possible to ensure precautionary measures.
With the water level gradually rising, the situation in Jigawa is relatively moderate, though early this month, the state witnessed boat mishap leading to loss of 2 lives in Kalgoi village of our local government. Relevant stakeholders in the state says government is in control of the situation with adequate sensitization on safety measures and laws to regulate water transportation, particularly using life jackets before embarking on a journey.
Government is even trying to get the modern boats that are using power the engine very soon.
Though water level is yet to reach its peak in the 9 local government areas predicted by NIMET to experience high and moderate flood this year, the government of Jigawa State says it will continue to consult experts on ways to mitigate not only the expected flood, but the possible occurrence of boat mishaps. Sheikh Muhammad Datti reporting for DATELINE 360.
As the rainy season continues, the risks associated with water transportation in Taraba State is said to be high. Correspondent Ado Adamu also was in Lau and Mayoranewo Riverside in Taraba State for DATELINE 360 to see the latest safety developments in water transportation and now reports.
With the increasing water levels in River Benue and other rivers in Taraba State, the local authorities are taking extra efforts to prevent any disastrous outcomes during this time of the year. Regular users of the waterways express concern about the risks associated with traveling during the rainy season.
Many thousand people has come into canoe here to go between Maroneo or go Binari, Karnaba local government, where big government police held out with life jacket.
From the end now to the end of this month and the early next month, there will be going to be a very serious flooding in this local government. So we are embarking on sensitization from the religious body and the civil society, and all households are already engaged.
Measures such as regular monitoring of water levels, evacuation plans for vulnerable areas, and public awareness campaigns are being implemented to ensure the safety of passengers.
It's very important to get more life jackets and some other that can help the passengers.
To ensure best practices by water transporters, the Taraba State government, in collaboration with the National Inland Waters Authority, with other stakeholders, are actively engaged, working on implementing stricter regulations, conducting regular inspections, and providing training programs for boat operators.
Seriously, we have advised them also to avoid night travel and also overloading of the boats. And we are working with NEWA and also calling on the federal government to also, if need be, that they've been doing it through NEMA. We are still, as like Oliver Twist, asking for more. Let them come to the aid of the state government.
Despite this effort, some practices at the riverside still raise concern. We observe overloading of boats beyond their capacities, inadequate safety equipment, and lack of proper maintenance of vessels. These practices pose significant risks to the passengers and call for immediate action from the authorities concerned. Recall, last year around October, a boat mishap occurred as passengers who left this very port in Mayoranewo were being transported back to Binari in Karim Lamido local government area. Many of them lost their lives, and this ugly incident is one that is still lingering in the minds of many people that use this place as a means of transportation. To avert this, sensitization is taking place, and the State Emergency Management Agency in Taraba State with other key stakeholders are taking measures to ensure that all safety measures are taken in order to avert the reoccurrence of such incidents here or in any other part of the state. The Benue River flows across different local government, about 6 of them in Taraba alone. This is apart from the other rivers that are finally discharges into the Benue Plain, including River Donga, River Taraba, and many other big rivers. From Mayoraneo in Artokola local government area, Ado Ademo also reporting.
If you must use water transportation at this time or at any time, I trust that you will prioritize safety. It is a responsible thing to do because all lives matter. I'm Omotola Omojola, thanking you for your company on behalf of the production crew. May God bless Nigeria.